I got a
like,
chud, man.
Whenever y'all talk about it, like now I can't
The
understand
what?
it.
What?
The chud,
Oh.
which does sound very dirty.
It does.
Cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers.
Just sounds
Sorry. Make sure it's on silent.
All right, mermaid lady, can I get a mic check from you?
a check.
Yeah?
Check.
Check?
Yeah.
Check. Check, 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 check.
Check. Check.
Hi.
Hi. You can raise that mic up so you don't have to, like, hunch down. There you go.
Hello.
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 You good?
Yeah.
Hello, 1, 2.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right.
Hey.
We're good. Count us in.
3, 2, 1, go.
Boom. What's up, all you fuckers of the internet? Welcome to another episode of Necro Electric. I'm your host, Sean D. Skellington. This is my eternal love, Kylie.
Aww.
And the witch of the sound waves over here, Jordan Cheek.
Hello.
Today we got one of my favorite couples in, the Ramirez's.
Hi.
We got Katie and Armando.
What's up,
Boom.
guys?
What's up?
Before we get too deep into it, go to YouTube. You're already there. Just hit the fucking button.
Yeah. Don't be
Subscribe.
cheap.
Smash.
Nobody likes cheap dates.
Subscribe.
Yes.
Thumbs up button.
So,
Hit a comment if you want.
And I guess I'll address too we got a long list of people that want to be on the show, including a bunch of people from podcasts that are local, because it's a beautiful thing. There's like 100 of them now,
Waco has a great podcast community,
Wow.
Yep.
for sure.
and a lot of them want to be on this show, but not a lot of people are reaching out to have us on theirs.
Oh, okay, you're
And
calling them out.
Yeah, and
huh?
I've heard it's because they're scared because we're a little edgy or I cuss a
You
lot
gotta
or
share
whatever.
the love.
Don't be a chicken shit. Reach out. Live a
Okay,
little.
Saying that isn't gonna
You,
make
Hey,
them.
you might have fun.
You can reach out to me. Me or Kylie. We're the nice
We're
ones.
the tame ones.
Live a little. So
You
what's
gotta
up,
give the
guys?
love.
How you guys been?
busy
Same.
trying to adjust and find a new normal with everything, you know?
With the world
Yeah.
flipping
Yeah.
upside down.
Yeah.
Actually, this is Katie Ramirez's first. She was actually here
Yeah.
when Armando was
In the
here
background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in episode 46.
She was making
Yeah.
sure I didn't
But
say
this is
anything
her
I was
first time
supposed
on
to.
camera.
Very difficult holding my tongue. But I did it.
Now it's her turn to speak.
Now
Yeah.
it's my turn.
But that also
I'll be
means,
quiet.
since it's her first time, she has to do "Who the hell are you?"
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, he was on without the questions.
Yeah.
But that was before we had it.
Yeah, but I mean, is
But we'll do it.
it's
We'll
like
do a
retroactive.
mutual.
Okay.
You both have to answer.
Duel.
Yeah.
Who the hell are you guys?
Yeah.
Who are you? Who the hell are you?
Who's
the
you
hell
guys?
All right. First question: vampire, werewolf, warlock, or witch, or monster hunter?
Oh man, I'm gonna go witch.
First one.
Not even.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're a vampire. You're
Witch.
totally a
He
vampire.
teases me all the time because I don't like natural light in the house. I have curtains
I don't
everywhere.
like any light in the house.
Yeah.
It's like,
Said
I
the
ha-
vampire.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Feel
he
ya.
does the.
I'm the same way. I'm always closing the windows and
know.
curtains. She's always open
We
them.
have that giant window in the front of our house, and I
Oh,
like
yeah.
to pull the curtains open.
Oh
He's
no,
just-
no.
I can see her. I can see her being a witch too, though. So, yeah.
What about you, Mondo?
Most definitely a werewolf. I'm definitely like
Yeah.
not clean. I'm very like
He's very
all over the
animalistic.
place.
Yeah.
Animalistic. Yeah. That's me
Like
for
if
sure.
he never had silverware again, he would be so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
Nice.
sure. For sure.
All right. Question 2: what is your favorite kind of porn?
I love how Kate just automatically looked
waiting
over
for that.
at Armando.
I've been
like
waiting for that.
I heard that head snap happening.
I really don't have time to watch it anymore. What I enjoy is food porn, like videos of like people making food and stuff.
That doesn't count.
That gets you going?
Yeah, it gets
counts.
me. It does.
There's
it gets
no
me
wrong
going.
answer.
It gets me going. I'm just like, man, this is awesome. I'm
It's like, damn, check out this lasagna.
Like, this lasagna.
Starts
Kate, make
dimming
this.
the
Yeah.
lights.
Yeah.
About to get all American Pie up in here.
Yeah.
What was that movie where she's like, at the end, she's with the guy. Was it Bridesmaids? And they're talking about making sandwiches to each other while they're like getting dirty.
Oh, maybe.
Oh,
Do you
that
know
No
what
idea.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about? If anyone remembers,
yeah.
please comment because that's.
But
gonna
you know what?
bother
Like,
me.
porn is so weird now. Like, I just can't. There's too much stuff out there. It's like stepbrother sneaks in room and bangs.
I just never read the
Or like
title. Don't
or
read
the ads
title.
pop up and it's like animation porn. It's like watch Wonder Woman get plowed by Peter Griffin. Like, no, I'm good. I'm good. You know. So, what about you, Kate? What?
So I haven't really been watching porn lately, but I did fall down the TikTok rabbit hole. And my husband does not know this, but I have stumbled across OnlyFans for some of the girls that like I follow on TikTok.
Yeah.
So shout out to Pokey Princess.
Oh, shout out.
I've been hearing people talk about that, and I have a friend who actually, well, one, she got a Pornhub account to start like posting pictures and videos, and this was a side of her that I didn't even know existed. I was just like, what the fuck? Shout out to Ashley, I love you. Anyway,
Calling her out at Ashley
I
at
love you.
pornhub.com/
and then she signed up for OnlyFans, and I was like, what the hell is OnlyFans?
What? I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
It's like
It's-
Patreon for porn, right?
How do you know what that is?
How do you guys not know? It's like
Yeah, it's like everywhere. It's like, I mean,
I've
it's
heard
like
people
a
make
thing.
it's in most people's like
Like-
Instagram pages.
Like
and stuff.
cosplayers have them, like people that cosplay, like they have them and stuff. You know, that go to conventions and dress up. And they're like,
Yeah.
subscribe to my OnlyFans.
I figured it was something like mildly sexual, but I wasn't sure if it was like, you know, hey, here's some cleavage versus here's my tits.
some of
I
it's
think it
pretty.
just depends.
Yeah.
There
It's up
might
to-
even be ones
yeah.
that don't have any.
Yeah, there's
nudity.
some that are pretty
It's
moderate.
just like people
Some are pretty moderate.
eating breakfast, and
Yeah.
so you just get to see like
yeah.
stuff nobody else gets to see.
This is my food porn, just slowly eating cereal, crunching it loudly.
But my thing is, it's like, why am I going to subscribe when Pornhub's free? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to pay.
But
Like,
see, I'm on the other side. I would like to support the girls. You know,
It's, I can
really
see
do.
that.
Like, I'd like
I'm
to
cool
be
with that.
supportive.
with you supporting the girls.
Gotta check that credit card bill. at the
I
end of the
know,
month.
right?
Yeah.
You said to support businesses, babe.
Yeah.
Right.
And then last question: where are you guys from?
Born and raised.
Born and
both of us.
raised.
I'm
Waconians.
telling you, they ask
Yeah.
you why you come, but they never leave.
Sounded dirty.
Yeah.
Well, wow. Yeah, got her.
So, if you guys don't know, Katie and Armando, I guess they own LaSalle's shop here in Waco. It's a giant building with like, I'm not an antique person. Normally, like, you could ask
Yeah, I
her.
drag him
I'll
to antique
pass
shops
9
usually.
out of 10 times if she's like, "Let's go antiquing." It's like, oh fuck that, you know. But I love going to their shop because it's you guys have like just a bunch of stuff you don't see. It like all these other places, it's
Yeah.
like a bunch of like just junk.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, check out this wagon wheel from fucking.
Find that
We've got
offensive.
junk too, though.
It's not junk.
We don't discriminate.
I know, but you guys got like dope stuff. Like Bane Loves, you guys got a giant comic and toy section.
Yeah.
You guys got a lot of like just I don't know, it's just a bunch
Variety.
of variety of stuff.
I had
So-
noticed, so the shop's been operating since 2011. And in the first couple of years, we didn't really know what we were doing. We were kind of doing like the craft gallery thing.
Yeah.
And then I realized I don't like crafts. I absolutely despise like
Yeah.
selling, you know, like those
Yeah,
crafts,
like
you know?
like trinket
Yeah.
crafts.
And I wanted to stick more to the
Live, laugh,
antique
love
and
stuff.
collectible. Ugh. The more antiques and collectibles kind of side of stuff.
Yeah.
And I realized, like, whenever the women would come in, that the husbands would go sit down on what we called, like, the waiting husband bench.
Oh,
where they'd
yes.
go sit down. And I'm like, but the dudes are the ones, you know, that pull out the wallets for the girls. Like, why can't
Yeah.
the guys have something to do while the girls are looking around? So, thankfully, Jay Black, my comic book vendor, had come to me and said that he was looking into having some space there, and so made some spots for him to set up. And he's got like a lot of the toys and stuff that being the place where y'all head
Yeah,
straight
Yeah.
to.
we beeline
Yeah,
too.
We get there, Bane and Sean are upstairs in 5
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still like that when I go in there. I'm like,
Yeah,
hey,
I have
Kate.
to yell at him. Like,
Yeah.
if I haven't seen him in 10 minutes, that's where he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so
Yeah.
funny. I brought my kids over there, and we walked around a little bit, but they just were amazed by these toys. Like, they'd never
Yeah.
seen toys like this before, and they were just like, oh my gosh. And I told Soren, you can have one toy, and he was just so torn. Like, he was like, one toy? There's a whole fucking shelf, man. But they really loved it too. So it's really cool. Just it brings back a lot of nostalgia too.
Yeah.
And a lot of these antique shops are like you'll go in there and they'll be like, oh, here's a GI Joe, but it's like $90 fucking. You know, you guys are like, the prices are super reasonable.
Yes.
You know, it's like I don't know. I enjoy going there.
We love it.
I even enjoy like all like the other stuff. You have like a bunch of my fucking brain's all working.
Playboys?
No, like the books. And when we were checking out, you found a bunch of H.P.
horror
Lovecraft,
books.
and
Oh, yeah.
all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
too. I didn't even know like you guys were carrying that because I always find like new stuff. Like you found the cards in that
cards?
display case.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and-
he's got some cool cards.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and the vendors, they get real creative too. Like, I don't think they're there. Colin and Hannah, they're not there anymore, right?
They've got a small little section.
But she would do like these mystery book bundles where she'd put like 5 books and wrap them, and you didn't know what you get. But you,
Oh, that's
like,
They would still be like
Yeah.
generalized labeled.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
like
like-
for you know mystery.
yeah, mystery
Science
horror or
fiction.
whatever. But it was
So
that, you know, they get
blind
pretty
date with a
creative.
book is what she.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
very
Oh,
clever.
that's so cute.
Yeah, so they get pretty creative and stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So do you set up the displays, or is that all the vendors?
It's typically the vendors. Every
Okay.
once in a while, whenever people get busy, I get bored really easily with looking for at the same stuff all of the time. So I'll go in and kind of shift some stuff around, which
Yeah.
typically helps.
Yeah.
That's when you uncover the things that I've walked by like 25 times and didn't know was there.
Right.
And so I just kind of supervise, I guess.
Yeah. I like walking through there, and there's like different themes to each little
Yeah.
section and different colors. Like there's a whole like pink section in there that I
Oh,
would
yeah.
just loved. And
All of the Maryland stuff does really well.
yeah.
Yeah, Parisian.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just tons of stuff from like you just don't see, and you'll see from like your childhood and stuff. You know, you just
Yeah.
be walking by, you're like, what the fuck? I haven't seen that in like 20
And a
years.
taxidermy
The
bobcat.
thing-
Yeah, taxidermy
Yeah.
bobcat. She spots it. I don't know how she spots some of this stuff. Like,
No, I have a sixth sense for like animals, especially insects. Like, I mean, we'll be sitting in a dark room, and I'm like, "There's a spider in that corner." Sean turns on the light. Sure enough, there's a freaking spider in
Yeah.
that corner.
I gotta,
Golly.
I gotta capture and release.
Intuitive.
Got
Yeah.
superpowers.
Insect girl.
I just see them. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Talk about Spidey sense, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Spidey sense.
It's
Maybe
cool
I'm
until it's like
Spider-Woman.
12:30, and I got like 2 dogs on my lap, and I just want to chill. And I'm like, ah. All right, I'll go capture.
Do you remember that one time? It was like 1 a.m, and Amber
Amber
alert.
alert.
Oh no, Memphis, Texas. So one time it was like 1:30 in the morning, 1 a.m, and we're hearing some like clicking going
Oh,
on,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
was like, "What the fuck is that?" Sean's like, "I don't know. Is it outside?" So he gets up, turns on the light. There's like this giant water bug
Yeah.
that was like crawling all under our bed and like flip flopping
And,
and,
like,
stuff.
clicking.
And we have two chihuahuas, and they're chasing it
Yeah,
and
go
barking all
nuts.
crazy, like waking up the baby.
The whole thing.
Oh, man.
It was crazy.
We have wildlife at our house all the time.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
saved this one frog. There's a frog that lives in our front yard,
Oh, nice.
and like
Backyard.
our backyard. Well, now he lives in our backyard.
Yeah.
But when I first found him, he's in my front yard, and I think I went out there to throw another bug away or something,
Yeah.
and then he went out to the street because I scared him. And I went and snatched him up, and I put him in the backyard.
Yeah.
And he's been living in there ever
Nice.
since.
my parents live out in the country, and they have a pool, and their house is not, I mean, right next to, but there's forest and trees really close to their house. So they get all kinds of wildlife in their pool. And a couple weeks ago, we had a huge frog that just jumped in the pool and was chilling there, and we were having a
God.
pool party. And so I went to go grab him, and because none of that stuff really scares me unless it's like a
Yeah.
big ass spider. It doesn't really scare me. So I go to grab him, and my sister's boyfriend's daughter,
Holy shit!
I don't know how else
Shut
to
up.
describe it, but I took it up to her, and I was like, give it a kiss. And I thought for a second that she was going to be like, ew, no, but she just puckered up and gave that frog a kiss right on its nose.
Oh my
She did
God.
not care, and so I wouldn't set it free, but I was just like, all right, cool.
Yeah, we have 5 cats, so we always get presents.
Oh yeah, and
What do they bring you?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so last night I was laying on the couch and I had like
Yeah.
this little blanket over me,
Yeah.
and I heard one of the cats jump in. I'm a crazy cat lady, and so like they come and go as they please. I keep
Yeah.
one of the windows cracked open, kind of like with a cat door
That's
in
cool.
it. Yeah, but they bring us gifts because they have the ability
Yeah.
to. And I heard one cat come in, and then I felt something on my back.
Oh,
and
no.
like they've brought in snakes and stuff before.
Oh.
It's
Yeah,
terrifying.
mice, everything.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
birds. I don't know. I
Birds.
still don't know what's worse: birds that are
The
dead
birds-
or birds that are alive.
No, probably the birds that are dead because they're like I mean, they just tear them apart and they're just everywhere. Like,
yeah, but the live ones, I broke one of them. They break stuff. But anyway, so something.
Drop the elbow on them.
Oh, yeah. So something, like, I felt it on my back, and it took me 2 minutes before I had, like, the courage to ask Mondo to look. So I'm just laying there, like, petrified, and I said, honey, like, there is something on my back, just calmly as I could. I was like, there's something on my back. I need you to please look. And he did, and it was a stick. We do have...
A stick?
We
Oh,
have
okay,
good.
good.
Sticks.
I was like, what's it gonna be?
Yeah, well, because it was heavy, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
God, just please don't let it be a freaking snake. Like, I don't want that. Like, what are we going to...
Yeah, they bring lizards, snakes. and-
Yeah.
She is never calm if there's something on me or on her.
Yeah.
And then I don't know how to judge the situation because she'll just start flipping out and I'm like, what's happening? It's just like a mosquito or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was very impressed with myself. I very calmly was like, please look.
Yeah.
I think I
funny.
might. Yeah.
If I think like a spider crawled up my shirt or something, I don't care where I am, that shirt's coming off. Yep. Get it off of me.
You did good today, though, when that little bug thing came flying out of the curtains.
I got it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it came flying out, and she kind of like ran a little bit, and then she went over and took her shoe off and smacked it. But she was like, "Oh no!" and just like ran off. So, but she did good. She didn't scream or nothing.
With both of you guys being here, we got a couple matters of business to attend to.
Oh.
So when Armando was on last time, he told us about your guys' first date
Yeah.
and how you lured him up into a dark attic
Dude, there was no worry.
and started playing the piano.
Yeah.
I will say, to back up Armando a little bit, that shop is scary as hell when it's dark.
I need to have y'all upstairs.
And-
it is kind of creepy upstairs.
I've been upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
for
that's
Armando's
right.
party.
Well, you know, that had like balloons and stuff. That was.
Yeah, but there's like an area that's like
It's
dark.
completely dark.
And all you can see is like shapes of stuff. You don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it'd be perfect for a horror movie.
Oh,
but
yeah.
in real life, especially if you've been drinking just a little bit, you're just like, no, no.
I get that. But see, okay. So what had happened was.
What had
Allegedly.
So I had the idea. Well, first of all, I had a fight to get a date out of him. Like, he had been stalking me for months. Okay. Like,
Then he played hard to get.
I guess so, but he knew exactly what he was doing. So finally, like, one night I messaged him and I was like, "Are you gonna ask me out on a date or not?" He was like, "Yeah, I mean, I wanted to do it in person because I'm a gentleman." Whatever.
Calling you out.
So anyway, so we went to dinner, and after dinner, I was like, "Do you want to like go drive around or what?" Because you know, I like Cameron.
We had
Park.
plans to go to the movies, and you wanted to go
I
drive
didn't want
around
to go
in
to
the
the
park.
movie though because you can't talk.
Yeah.
You know, during a
You-
movie, like
yeah.
it's just weird.
Movies aren't a
awkward
good
sitting.
date, in
No.
my opinion.
So I asked him,
Unless you
like,
pull
"Do
the
wanna
popcorn
go drive
trick."
through like, do what?
The popcorn trick.
Wow. That just seems gross to me in my mind. I'm sorry.
It's gross for me too. I don't want butter all over my manly parts. All right, continue.
I don't want penis in my popcorn. That's But so anyway, so I had asked if he wanted to like go drive around. Like that's pretty romantic to me.
Yeah,
You
that was
put on
pretty
some
cool.
good music.
That's
You
pretty
get to
cool.
talk over it. And so we had the idea. Were you driving?
No, you were driving
Oh,
as
okay.
usual.
Yeah. So then I mentioned like, hey, do you want to go down to the shop? Because that at the time, like that was he said that he really enjoyed the shop, and I was like, he doesn't know this, but I may have done this once or twice before. That was kind of my
Our go-to move.
that was my move. Was to
Oh, yeah.
Thought I
Power
was
play.
special.
was to take but I mean,
Did you have comics and stuff at that point?
yeah, well that's
Okay.
actually
That's how you-
That's how I went in there.
She lured him
yeah,
in?
that's how I
I went there a long time ago because I took another girl on a date there, and then I ended up liking that place, and so I kept going back.
yeah. And when he told his mom that we were going on a date, she knew exactly who I was.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
That's adorable.
He had been stalking me for a while.
Yeah, it was pretty strong.
But so I do get like so in the back of the building we have rigged a freight elevator to move like furniture and stuff.
Yeah.
It's literally a forklift with a platform. It's a little iffy.
Sounds
Sketchy.
sketchy.
So
Yeah.
the picture that I had sent you,
Yeah.
was whenever we got to the top, we have like the furniture restoration business. So like these huge strip tanks and furniture pieces everywhere. And there was a mirror right there. And I was like, look at us, we cute. So I snagged a picture. And if you look in the picture, he is smiling. He was loving the
Allegedly.
fact that, no, like, even a scared person won't smile like that. Like that was a genuine smile.
I was pretty happy. It was pretty fun.
You were wearing real pants and everything.
Yeah,
he catfished
real
me hard.
pants.
Yeah.
Real pants.
He catfished me real hard.
Yeah, you got
He's wearing real pants right now too.
you got finessed. That's fine.
Yeah, I did.
Wait, how did he catfish you?
Well, because the second that we actually like started dating, the
pants came off.
The pants came off. The athletic shorts came on.
Yeah.
Like even then, getting him to put on like chonies is a
Yeah.
task. Shoes that don't slide on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forget it.
He really
Forget
did.
about
Yeah.
it.
I'm
He
super-
catfished me a little
Which
bit.
is weird too, because you were like a runner, right?
Yeah, I used to like exercise and work out and stuff, and then
And then we
I
got
just
married.
didn't.
So you had to be big into like Nikes and tennis shoes
I
and
like
stuff
tennis
back then.
shoes. Yeah.
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 Certain point, you're like, forget
Yeah.
them.
And can we just point out that right now they are wearing his and hers Crocs?
Yeah.
And I am so jealous.
Yeah.
Shut up.
First of all,
Yeah.
Crocs are really comfortable.
They are. I never
Very-
thought I'd like them, but
they're
now I
very
I wear them
ugly.
all the time, and I'm like, I don't even care. I'm like, yeah, I got
Don't you
Crocs
get to
on.
feel a little naked with your
Will you
feet?
wear Crocs with me?
I
I don't even wear normal slippers.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't. And if it's not Converse, he won't
Yeah.
wear
They
it.
actually do have slip-on Converse though.
They do?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I
I'd
do
probably
watch out.
I'd try them, I guess.
just slip on Converse.
Try new things.
Really going out of that comfort zone. Jesus.
So you hopped them on the forklift and got them up there.
got a picture and everything. And at the time, so I play piano by ear, which I always thought was one of the coolest things about me.
Yeah.
I went to school for audio engineering. I have a pretty good like background in music. And so I was going to show him that I'm a little talented on top of being cute. And so I went over. Now, his version of the story was that I disappeared, and all of a sudden, this creepy, like, out-of-tune piano started playing.
That's what I
That
remember.
was not the case at all.
That's what I remember.
I asked him, I said, can I play something for you? And I think it was like...
Was it still like dim and dark up there?
Well, no, there's lights.
Oh, it was
There-
completely dark where
No,
the piano was at.
No, there was one light. You have to pull
One-
the...
Oh, the one creepy light that you pull down and there's like flickering or it's swinging and then the shadows are going like, let me play the piano for you.
Puts on the mat.
So you remember whenever you were telling the story and I had to sit right there
Yeah,
and buy my...
okay,
I'm not
okay.
doing
Katie's
that.
turn to talk.
It's her turn. It's her turn.
Thanks. Yeah, but no, there was a light. I pulled the chain on the light.
Yeah.
It wasn't flickering.
Okay.
It's a normal light. It wasn't even one of those weird like closet lights. It was like one of the big like shop lights.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it puts off plenty of light, right? And the piano wasn't out of tune, so it wasn't creepy. And I started playing. I think it was like probably Pantera or something. That's
No, I thought it was classical.
piano?
music.
yeah.
Yeah, she could
I've
play.
never
she's
heard
really
that on the
good.
piano.
The
I
intro
want
to
to.
Cowboys from Hell. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh,
It's,
wow.
It's beautiful.
That's pretty
yeah.
tight.
And then Moonlight Sonata is another good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just started playing some stuff, trying to seduce him a little bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, his side of the story completely wrong. he had little hearts in his eyes for me the whole
Yeah, I
night.
was pretty smitten.
Little did you know, all you had to do was go to the kitchen and make lasagna or something.
Dude, he loves lasagna, and it's frozen lasagna. Like, I don't even make it, but he's like, oh man, Katie Bones does the best lasagna. Like, I put it in the oven.
It's like
but-
Stouffer's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That
love
stuff
it too.
is good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really
You
is.
do make sometimes you put
I can
mushrooms.
make it from, yeah,
and
I can make it from
sometimes she
scratch,
makes it from
but-
scratch, but mostly it's
Lasagna's a pain in the ass to make though. It really is. So I don't blame her.
Dude, once you get the oven ready noodles, it's on. It's a total game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just dump a bunch. I made pepperoni pizza lasagna last time.
Ooh, that
It
sounds
was
delicious.
really good.
Yeah.
It was really, really good. And that was super easy.
Yeah, she puts like spicy sausage in her spaghetti. It's good.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
like
that
it.
Instead of
sounds
like
good.
Instead of
ground
like
beef.
meatballs.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yeah, Italian sausage.
Yeah.
That
that's
sounds
good.
really good.
Real quick, we got time for Nat.
Yes. This episode is brought to you by Skellington Curiosities. Skellington Curiosities is the only curiosities and oddity shop in Waco, Texas, full of clothing, lingerie, accessories, oddities, and everyday curiosities. A spooky vibe 365. Visit us online at skellingtoncuriosities.com.
Come to our market June 28th.
Yeah.
Over 30 vendors.
So fun.
It's going to be awesome. We'll be
Are
practicing.
y'all gonna have a fun cake again?
No, that was just for the grand opening. But Stella might be here with a booth. I gotta confirm, but she might.
Yeah.
Selling cupcakes.
And we'll be
those are
practicing social distancing, and we'll
Yes.
have a stationary station,
Hand
hand sanitizer,
Stationary
whatever the fuck it's
station
called.
Hand
in the
sanitizer at
station
every booth.
area.
So show up. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, they have the Spooky Vibe 365 shirts out now too in the
Yeah.
store. I'm gonna get me one.
Whoop,
Nice.
rep.
We might be able to get you a discount.
Really?
No, we charge her double, remember?
Oh shit!
Oh yeah, too. Last time you were here, you talked about a comic beef, and then last week I saw you got into a comic beef again
Oh, God,
with Brandon Brentfield
Yeah,
or whatever.
Keep it short. This is Katie's episode.
Yeah, it's Katie's episode. Yeah.
Jesus.
I didn't know like what was happening at first because I thought a what do you call it, you call it a Markham, or what do you call
Oh,
it?
a remark.
A remark.
Yeah.
I thought at first I was like, oh, is he telling him not to like remake the covers? Because I know like he kind of like, you know.
Well, I mean, that's totally fine. That people do that all the time. My issue was with it was like, and most of the time, I've never seen an artist do it on something that they haven't worked on.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the part I didn't get. So for
Yeah.
people that don't know, like, so Armando does a lot of commissions, and I have like a bunch of friends that do are comic
Yeah.
illustrators, and they'll get a blank comic and then they'll remake the cover,
Yeah.
and that's what I kind of thought. And
Yeah.
then you guys sell them, and I thought
Yeah,
that was
it's-
cool.
yeah.
and then I thought originally I was like, oh, is he beefing with them because he does that too?
Yeah.
you know.
No, it was something completely different.
yeah,
I mean,
but
it
then
was
I
like
saw-
if I had done a comic and he took my comic and drew on it and then, tried to sell it for like twice the amount that he
Yeah.
bought it
Yeah,
for.
basically
Twice.
all
He
the
found
all the
them-
dude would do is
yeah.
take a comic that's already done.
Yeah.
Like
No, I saw-
the original comic.
I saw what he did too, and because I'm so nosy about comments. When I see
Yeah.
people having beef, I'm like, oh, what'd they say? What'd they say? Even though it has nothing to do with me, I gotta see. And so when I finally got through it, I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty shitty.
And the weird thing about it was like I commented on his original post and I just asked like, hey, did you work on these books? And he like deleted my comment and then got into my my DMs and was like, no, they're just like useless issues and nobody cares. And I was like, why? And I even gave him some advice.
Which
I was
is
like, well, why
that's
don't you?
kind of fucked up.
Yeah, right. Like so I was like, well, why don't you try throwing them in with some of your original work, like for free or because I've signed books but I don't charge because I don't think it's right. But I was like, why don't you do that? And he was like, yeah, sure. And then he like blocked me and like reposted it.
And if you're not sure still, it's so basically what the dude was doing was taking a comic book that you would just buy off the shelf already done, and then he would make a doodle on it and then sign his name real big over the title.
Even then,
Yeah.
like, bad
So-
doodle. It
Yeah.
wasn't even.
And the weirdest thing was like I posted in a lot of different groups, and then I posted it in this art group where it's like all different kinds of like art. People do all like sculptures.
What's
and
it called?
It's like the weird art group or something.
Okay,
And
they're
They're
I
really
got
weird.
like reamed. Like
So it's not just a clever name.
yeah, people,
No.
like I got reamed. People were like, you're an asshole and F you, and I was like,
Really,
oh
why are
my
you taking
god.
it? They were.
Yeah,
it
they
was
was like
awful.
wild.
It's awful.
So it's just like,
But I was on your side because I was like, once I've understood what was happening,
Yeah.
because at first I was like, oh, okay, is he like telling him not to like make a new cover? 'Cause I
Yeah.
thought, that's
No.
weird. But then once I realized the dude was just kind of basically shitting on the original artist,
yeah.
and then I'm like, oh, that's and then
usually-
the name
yeah.
signing
Yeah.
right over the title. I was like,
Yeah,
Wow,
I mean,
that-
imagine if somebody like took your shirt designs and
Yeah.
bought a bunch of them, for what y'all sell them for, take it to a market and like I'll sign these for $200
Yeah.
for you, and
yeah,
it's the
it
same
has
concept.
like nothing to do
Weird.
with it.
nothing to do with
Weird.
it. Like it's the same concept, but
Anyways,
yeah.
I guess we'll change.
Enough of that.
She's like, I'm over it. So,
Real quick, we got time for another ad.
Yeah. This episode is also brought to you by Dark and Jury Clothing. Dark and Jury is an edgy fashion and lifestyle brand that embraces great design and unsurpassed quality. Dark and Jury has quickly gained a following amongst fans of the occult, horror, punk rock, heavy metal, and all-around free thinkers and retailers worldwide without shoving a preachy, trendy, or political message down your throat. So buy the best, fuck the rest, darkandjuryclothing.com.
Boom. So how's life been since, I guess,
The
the
lockdown.
opening? Yeah.
Yeah.
2020.
It's been interesting. I have seen some true colors come out of some of the vendors, and even like
just people
just
in
people in general.
Yeah.
So it's been really hard for me being like a very empathetic person, kind of seeing people like that, it's very draining. But thankfully, like, you know, I have my good group of vendors that have been supportive with us having to close for a couple of weeks. Yeah. I think it was the day that y'all came in, I actually got into a verbal altercation with one of my vendors.
Really? Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Was it after we left?
No, it was before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And just for the audience, so basically her store is gigantic, and you have multiple vendors that have spots that they rent and put their product in. And you basically manage that. And,
about 50 different vendors,
Yeah.
which that's a lot of personalities.
Oh, yes.
Under one roof. And this particular guy is an old man, very old, entitled white man.
You know how we love old people.
Yeah. So really, honestly, so sometimes I have little Sean moments where like,
Sean moments.
That's what she calls them.
Hashtag Sean moment.
Especially now, we're like, I don't know what happens. Something in me snaps. I'm a very, very sweet person.
Yeah.
But when someone makes me angry, he likes to joke that my eyes turn green, which it's the
She-Hulking.
Yeah, for real.
Does,
and sometimes, you know, I hit like a counter or something like that.
Yeah.
This man made me so mad that my hands had started shaking because he had been nitpicking the entire time. Like, dude, it's a pandemic. There's nothing that I could have done to like have done your business any better than what we were doing. Yeah. And so like he put in his notice literally in the dickish way possible. Essentially blaming me, and of course he had come in like right as we opened, so there wasn't anyone else in there. So whenever he got to the door, he turned around and he was like, it's not like there's anyone in here anyways. And so I said, excuse me, Mike, because fuck you, Mike. And Mike came back.
Shout out.
And he came back and I said, hold on, buddy, like, you know what, you owe me $120 in rent, because he had been like a whole month late.
Oh, no.
I said, I'm willing to forego the rent if you get your shit out of here today. Just get out. And he turned to me and he said, nope.
Nope.
So I have to put up with him for another 30 days.
That's what's crazy. Like the people
Did he
that
at least
flip
pay
out.
you?
Not yet, no. He got mad at me because I told him, I was like, I can't give you your settlement checks until you pay your rent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what gets me.
He's
Like
just
when
a
she
jerk.
tells me these stories, is like these people are flipping out. They're not even paying their like rent and stuff. Like
He was late in rent, and I told him, I was like, I can't give you the money that you earned until you're current on rent. And he was like, well, you told me that, you know, it's okay if it's a couple days late. I was like, dude, it's like a month late.
Yeah, that's not a couple days,
so,
dude.
and literally, it doesn't happen very often where I lose my professionalism, but that guy, he made me mad. He made me so mad.
Don't piss off to Katie, girl.
Yeah, anytime she posts on Facebook either about customers or vendors that are making her mad, I always like want to post the gif of what's her face from the craft,
yes,
where she's like, you want me to kill them for you? Like, don't be mean to Katie, okay? She doesn't deserve your crap.
I appreciate that.
Keep that to yourself, people.
Yeah, we had a vendor or two that, you know, they were just like complaining about having to pay rent. Like, we have to pay rent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't understand.
We
This is
didn't get a
not.
break.
It doesn't end at us.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And get this,
Like-
we did half rent for April, which breaks
That's
down to
very
essentially
nice of you.
storage.
That is
and
very
the dude
nice of
had
you.
the audacity to say that he lost that money.
Yeah.
Like,
It's crazy how people didn't understand that this was affecting everybody.
Yeah.
Not just their little.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody had some kind of struggle in some way. So that was kind of different.
I note the fact that he's actually sold more. He's made his rent, so I might just take it out of his
Yeah.
check.
I mean,
But
gotta do what you gotta
also,
do.
I did without bringing too many like things into it. I did tell Shay earlier that I was going to take his $120 in rent and put it towards something that he would definitely be opposed to.
Yeah.
Just be like, it's in Mike Denny's name.
Yeah. Yeah. As far as like personal life though, we when it first hit, we had to adjust super hard because like she closed down the shop and I was still kind of, you know, going to work and stuff, and but they had limited my hours, so we had a lot more time. And man, for a while we were definitely going at each other's throats for like little stuff. Like we couldn't take it. There was no outlet, you know.
Well, it didn't help. I had picked up a job at Walmart,
Yeah.
which is literally like the worst place to be in a pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
girl.
there was a lot of stress between the vendors messaging me like after hours. I was going to work at 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
It was really rough.
Yeah, so we were just, I mean, we had to adjust for sure. Yeah.
How long did you do that?
For close to a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Girl, you are brave. I like anytime that I've ever gotten to go pick up my groceries, it's either super hot or raining, and I always just want to give those people hugs. I'm like, I'm so sorry. And like I've witnessed with my eyeballs people yelling at these people. They're like, this is not in there, this is not in there. And they're like, ma'am, I'm sorry, like we had to substitute, or we didn't have anything to substitute, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like,
yeah, and I told her, because she was stalking at from overnight to early in the morning, and like she would tell me these stories how like in the middle of this heavy pandemic that people were like not observing social distancing and just
Not at all, man.
Yeah, and so it's like, and I finally told her, I was like, hey, you're not doing this anymore. Like it's not worth it. Like I'll sell some artwork for cheap or something, but like we're not. And then like literally like the next week or two, like one of her supervisors got corona. So it's like, yeah, it was like she really, we were blessed that she didn't get to get it, but like, damn man, like come on, like
I know.
I got yelled at because I worked in the produce, and we were out of produce bags, like the little plastic bags.
Yeah.
I got yelled at like twice in one day because they didn't have any.
Because it's
and
your
I was like,
fault.
just put them just put them in the basket. Like, what's the deal? Like, go get a plastic bag from the checkout and put. And they're like, oh, you didn't think of that.
I think
because you're an idiot.
I feel like there should be a rule that if you yell at somebody at a grocery store or in retail, that you should have to stop what you're doing and go do their job for the rest of the day. Go do their job without any training or any backup. You go do their job.
Vote for Jordan.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like I've been on the other side. Like I've been the customer and I've been on the other side. And like people, especially old white ladies, who come in and they want to Karen all over the place, and you're like, I need you to shut up and either do my job or get the fuck out, because I can't deal with you right now.
I ran into all, because I used to do when it all hit, I was the one going to Walmart and getting everything. But I'd be, I'm on my phone trying to like get whatever she wants us to get, and then there's just people like talking on their phone, just standing next to me, and I'm like, get the fuck away from me, dude. You know what I mean?
Back up.
And the thing is that they look offended whenever you tell them like, get back.
For sure,
and
they
they're
look
like,
offended.
What?
And then there was the old guy. I remember at the self checkout, he had 20 bags of sugar. He like just cleared the shelf of the sugar. It was at the
Man, fuck that guy.
And there was an old lady saying, you can't buy all this. She's trying to take the cart, and he was not letting her have the cart and shit.
Oh my god.
And then people are running over and stuff. I'm just like,
awful.
man, what are you gonna do with 20 fucking bags of sugar, old man?
I know. That's how I felt.
Making cookies for days?
I know. That's how I felt about like the bags of flour. Like, how much flour do you fucking need? You need a bag of flour once every 6 months, okay? You don't need to buy 6 bags of flour.
We have a little bag of sugar. I swear we've had it for a year.
Yeah.
And this guy was buying sacks, like those giant
that's
sacks.
insane.
Yeah,
It's still happening though. Like every time I go to the store and they don't have enough meat or enough bread or
Mac
like
and cheese.
Yes, like they just, and I'm like, okay, I understand that you are still trying to like not go out a whole lot, and that's great. But don't buy fucking everything. Buy what you need and then get the fuck out.
It is getting a little better though.
Yeah,
It's starting to come around. At least there's toilet paper on the shelf.
Yeah.
God, that was the dumbest
Although,
shit.
shout out to my mother-in-law. We were at her house the other day and we went through, because she's got a really nice house and then she has a garage and then like a side garage, right? So we went into the side garage and she just had toilet paper galore. And I was like,
she's a hoarder.
Nelly, what
Did you do?
I know, but I like it. She's like handing us toilet paper and I was like,
oh my god.
okay, whatever. I'm like, she was one of the ones that was super paranoid during the whole thing. And I was just like, okay, I guess.
We all know one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
Oh, we're coming up on the end already.
Oh,
That's
Jesus.
shit.
it did go by fast.
It does. It always does.
You got some shout outs?
I want to do a shout out. It's going to be kind of corny, but I don't care. So I want to do a shout out to just the city of Waco. I've seen so many uplifting posts about like the protests and the marches, and to be honest, never expected that from the city. I honestly did not. And I'm sad that I haven't been able to go to any of them, but I'm so proud of our city. I'm absolutely proud. And how wonderful everyone's been, and how nice and how peaceful. Like, there's no riots, there's no violence. Like, I'm so proud, and I hope we keep going with it. So
second that.
I want to give a shout out to Scoob. Speaking of the protests, we went to the tribute for baby Frankie.
Oh God,
which was heartbreaking, but he painted a big mural.
It's really cool.
Delivered it to the park.
I don't know how he does that with spray paint.
Yeah,
I don't either.
It's amazing.
But it was touching though to see everybody come together for that, even though that was horrific.
Yeah, I lost my shit that day for sure. Breaking point.
Yeah.
Shout out to Larry, the Scarecrow guy.
Junkyard Tactical.
For bringing us some really cool posters. Thank you.
He brought us some stuff from the 80s, Elvira posters.
Original. He used to work at a movie place, so
cool.
He brought us this awesome original 88 Elvira poster.
Nice.
And
Dark Shadows
poster.
Yeah,
they're pretty sweet. So thank you.
And thanks to Armando too for hooking us up with his art. We got some in the showroom too.
Yeah.
Any shout outs, guys?
A shout out to my friend Shay Shay. Because she's just always very, very supportive, and I can message her with whatever, anytime.
We all need
and it's
friends
just
like
good
that.
to have. And of course, shout out to you guys, because y'all are also my support
you
system.
guys.
Aww.
And shout out to my little husband.
Shout out to all the people of color out there. I mean, this is crazy times, and they're standing strong. And shout out to white people that are supportive and empathizing and understand the struggle of it. You know, I'm very fortunate that I married one, but some people don't get it. But just hope they're safe out there and continue to fight what they're fighting for. And it's, I mean, it had to happen sometime. It sucks that it's have to have this way, but things have got to change. And so shout out to them for being strong and finally taking a stand and stuff. So
Yep.
For sure.
2020, getting shit done.
Yeah, I know, right? Might as well. It's all coronavirus.
Fucking shit up and getting shit done.
Let's get it done.
The murder wasp, is that
Oh, the
was
murder wasp,
what happened to the
That was
murder
a hornet.
hornets?
They were like, "Fuck this, we're out.
Yeah.
We're just gonna be extinct. Like, we don't need."
I saw this meme the other day, and it was like a bunch of aliens, and they're like, "Oh, we're up next. I'm so nervous."
Well, now there's all the stuff going on, like people talking about how Old Faithful could erupt, and if if the volcano erupted, it would affect. And the only thing I thought, like, I looked on the map and saw like where I was in Texas. I was like, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll get some ash.
Yeah.
How close am I to the blast radius?
Yeah, I know, right?
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Peace.